There was no reason to mess with the stain any longer. Inspector!
Yes?
Have you seen the stain on the floor over there? It looks like blood.
Indeed. How very curious. I must investigate immediately, before one of these idiots steps in it. Interesting. Maybe it is time to employ the machine.
Okay, George, that should distract him for a while.
Nice work, Nico. I'll let you know what I find in the office. I was sure the inspector hadn't seen me slip away, but I needed to be quick, because it wouldn't take him long. A pair of evil eyes stared from a partially covered poster. It was a hookah pipe. Those things gave me a headache. The CCTV system was ancient. It took individual shots and recorded them to tape. It looked like I needed to enter a passcode to view the recording. No. Still not right. That wasn't the right number. It wasn't the best time to call, Nico. I needed to find a 4-digit number. The statue was jaunty. Up close and personal, I could see that the fig leaf was hinged. I didn't need a business card. The card was of no use to me. I didn't like the idea of a pocket full of sharp pins. The pen could have been useful. Then again, it might have leaked all over my pocket. The lighter was corroded and grimy. It'd probably never work again. I decided to leave it. Carrying an ink pot around inside my pocket would have been stupid. The ink would have stained my hands for days. I didn't feel the need to take Henri's eraser. I didn't want to carry the tape around. I had a feeling I wasn't going to need it. The reel of tape was no use to me. It was the paper that Nico wrote for. Nico lived for the day her story would be on the front cover. The switch controlled the small desk lamp. There was nothing else in the drawer. The folder looked interesting. This was very definitely tampering with evidence. It was a completion of work notice from a company called Vera Security. They weren't the guys we'd recommended. Henri had gone behind our backs to choose a different security outfit. Huh. I'd never heard of Vera's security, but there was an address and phone number on the form. The completion note from Vera's security. There was an address. That wouldn't work. The sofa had clearly taken some punishment over the years. Henri had a model of a VW camper van painted in hippie colors. The engine capacity was displayed on the back, 1600 cc. Henri sure liked this clutter. The poster advertised a 1975 Stockholm Music Festival, headlined by a group called the Hairy Lobsters. A pair of evil eyes stared from a partially covered poster. I had no reason to search the desk again. I didn't imagine Henri as a musician. Henri sure had his quirks. The frame containing pressed flowers. The trinkets, the junk, the instruments. Henri was kind of a hippie at heart. It looked like Henri had saved the best booze for the back room. A naked lady stared at me seductively. Henri may have been a hippie, but a hippie with plenty of disposable income. Thankfully, there was no one around to see me do this. Very interesting. I wasn't going to open the safe without the key. I was fairly sure that even Henri wouldn't be silly enough to keep it hidden in the office. I wasn't going to open the safe without the key. This stuff was way better than the junk Henri was serving in the gallery. Henri's notice board was covered with all kinds of junk. In the trash can, I found a crumpled letter from Henri's credit card company demanding immediate payment. It listed extravagant purchases from a variety of ladies' fashion stores. The address indicated that Henri lived in the chic and expensive 16th arrondissement of Paris. I decided to put the letter back. Henri's financial problems weren't my business, but now I knew where he lived. It was a pretty flamboyant-looking clock. The telephone was an antique rotary model. The handset looked greasy. It was hard to tell if the lava lamp was retro or just plain old. Henri may have been a hippie, but a hippie with plenty of disposable income. The calendar looked like a child's school project. Henri had ringed 27th May and scrawled birthday. Poor guy hadn't quite made it to his big day. It was a cheesy lava lamp. The street was quiet. The woman in the picture looked vaguely familiar. I knew it'd be wrong to leave the room without checking it thoroughly. A naked lady stared at me seductively. I had no reason to search the desk again. It didn't look like there was anything important on the board. It was a cheesy lava lamp. A 1600cc Type 2 VW camper, painted in hippie colors. This stuff was way better than the junk Henri was serving in the gallery. It would have been stupid to phone Nico from in there. Besides, I really didn't want to attract any attention. Mr. Rickenbacker? I found a piece of paper that shows Henri went against my recommendations for security.
And?
I guess I'm just wondering why.
Well, you're on the case, Stobart. Just find out where that painting's gone.
Hello, Vera Security?
George Stobart here, Paris Mutual.
Never heard of you.
Really? Well, I'm surprised. We're leaders in our field in commercial insurance, and our brand recognition is...
Do me a favor. Don't call back.
The lady hung up. I was going to have to visit in person. A pair of evil eyes stared from a partially covered poster. The pipe was pretty cool. It was an antiquated CCTV system. I needed to find a 4-digit number. I didn't want to go back into the gallery just yet. I might not get another chance to look around. It was a pretty flamboyant-looking clock. It didn't look like there was anything important on the board. The completion note from Vera's security. There was an address. That wouldn't have worked. I opened the compartment again. Now that was a safe. No way I'd be able to pick it. I wasn't going to open the safe without the key. It was a statue of Henri bearing almost everything. A strategically placed fig leaf protected his modesty. The desk was covered in junk. A pair of evil eyes stared from a partially covered poster. If Henri was a guitarist, then I'd underestimated him. There was a crumpled letter in the wastebasket. There was a crumpled letter in the wastebasket. There was a crumpled letter in the wastebasket. A pair of evil eyes stared from a partially covered poster. The frame containing pressed flowers. The frame containing pressed flowers. It was a pretty flamboyant-looking clock. Henri had ringed 27th May and scrawled birthday. I rewound the tape to before the robbery. This was the first interesting frame. It was Henri studying La Malédiction. He couldn't have had any idea what was about to happen. Nico and I were taking a look at La Malédiction just before the robbery. Funny, the painting didn't strike me as remarkable at the time, just odd. A good view of La Malédiction. I could kind of see why Father Simeon thought it was evil. There was a certain presence about it. The killer caught in the act. There was nothing really distinctive about him. The moment it all went horribly wrong. The killer making his getaway. A logo on the front of his helmet read Waterloo Motors. That could be useful. The painting was gone. There I was, taking a look at the alarm box. Hopefully I didn't look too suspicious. I hadn't thought about that when I was taking a look at the camera. That was the last shot. I'd got some leads on the killer's identity. A closer look at the painting might be useful. This frame caught. The image was a little fuzzy, but in the center of the painting was what looked like a snake eating its own tail. I thought about what the priest said. There was definitely something unsettling about the picture. The most striking aspect of the painting was a snake eating its own tail. That shot must have been before anyone else arrived at the gallery. Was Henri studying that picture, or did he look worried? There was definitely more to this robbery than I first thought. The most striking aspect of the painting was a snake eating its own tail. That was the earliest shot with anything interesting on it.
Monsieur, sir, you have snuck in here, and now you are tampering with my evidence.
I'm just looking for the name of the caterer. That cheese was to die for.
Ah, to die for? To kill for. I put it to you, Monsieur. Monsieur
Stobart. George Stobart.
I put it to you that you came here in search of cheese and killed the owner in a fromage-induced frenzy.
Well, no. I'm from Paris Mutual. We insured the exhibition.
Oh, really?
Yes, really.
Time will tell, monsieur.
Truth will out, Inspector.
Who dares wins, Monsieur Stobart.
He who laughs last laughs loudest, Inspector Nave. The guy was seriously nuts.
May I remind you, monsieur, that a serious crime has been committed. I am going to have to ask you to return to the gallery.
Of course, but I do need to ask you a few questions.
D'accord. But remember, anything you say can be used against you, Monsieur Stobart.
Okay, I'll bear that in mind. Do you know anything about a company called Vera Security?
No, I have never heard of them. Now, I must get on with my investigation.
It's very likely that the security camera holds a clue to the killer's identity.
Monsieur, I am a professional, and you are an amateur. So, leave the investigating to me, huh, pal? Monsieur, you are American, no?
Yeah, California born and bred.
Of course. I think perhaps you are wanting to be like that Starsky and Butch, monsieur. No? Rolling around on top of fast cars with beautiful ladies, firing your gun.
Interesting idea, Inspector, but not really my style.
Indeed. Well, let me tell you something, monsieur. You are my prime suspect. You may go now, but I will need to speak with you again.
I had some valuable leads, but before following up on them, I had important business to attend to. Hey, Nico, you want to grab a quick cup of coffee?
Sure.
I am pleased to announce that I have finished my preliminary investigation. This is now an official crime scene, and you must all go. I shall be questioning all of you again in the coming days. Nobody is to leave the country, particularly you, Monsieur Stobart. Monsieur Lane will stay behind to help secure the premises. Mo?
Yes, Inspector.
Let them out.
Right away, sir.
Two coffees, please.
Nice work in there, Nico. Whatever you did, it worked.
I just made a tiny distraction, and Nave bought it.
I think Nave would buy anything if it had blood on it. You know, this whole setup, the theft, the murder, it just doesn't make sense.
What do you mean?
The CCTV picked up an image of the thief. His helmet had the words Waterloo Motors written across it.
Interesting. I think I got a couple of good shots of him too, but I need to take a better look at them at home.
Great. Let me know what you find. Like I said, I think it was an inside job.
Go on.
Someone disabled the alarm, but on just one painting.
Let me guess. La Maledictio.
Exactly. And I aim to find out who did it. Well, the priest thinks La Maledictio is evil.
Charles, she's just crazy.
Yeah, you're probably right. But there's something strange going on. I found the address of the security company Henri employed. It was not the one that I recommended.
Good luck with your investigations. Well, I guess I should go. This story won't write itself. And Georges?
Yeah?
It's good to see you again.
Great to see you too, Nico. I watched her walk away. The sound of traffic, the sun shining, a crime to solve, and Nico back in my life. As I approached Henri's apartment, I started to doubt whether coming here so soon after his death was such a great idea.